Greetings. My name is Simba Kamoni Bay, doing business as Derek McCauley, and I am white. And this is my SF-181 experience video. My journey to the SF-181 experience began around 1987 when I was in college. I joined Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. I am still, up until my connection with Chief Nanya, I was a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity. However, during my tenure there, I never experienced any information regarding the contracts or UCCs or any commercial matters. It was strictly a social club for the most part. There are active chapters here in the city of Indianapolis, throughout the community, but they still aren't doing anything to free our people up from the contractual obligations or any commercial matters. Around the mid-90s, I came into contact with the Moore Science Temple, in specific Taj Tariq Bey. I brought him in Indianapolis a few times. Throughout my tenure there, dealing with Taj Tariq Bey, again, I was never really given any insight as to my ethnicity and race, and in specific, the fact that I am white. He also spoke against the UCCs, which is a contractual obligation through the state that you need to become active in dealing with the UCCs if you're going to be a sovereign or dealing with commercial matters, and he never really highlighted that. Shortly after leaving from dealing with Taj Tariq Bey, I joined the Moore Science Temple, Temple number 13 in Baltimore. Again, I went through classes, was never really given any information regarding dealing with the UCCs, and in specific, the fact that through race and ethnicity that I am white. My tenure lasted up until around 2017. I would bring people like Bobby Hemmed and Phil Valentine into the city of Indianapolis to lecture, and several other people, Steve Coakley. Again, nobody really dealt with race and ethnicity or commercial matters, or even how to get out of these commercial contracts that we're obligated to. Around 2018, the spring of, I came into contact with Chief Nanya, me and my brother Iran. Chief Nanya was adamant in dealing with the race and ethnicity identification through the SF-181 form, and specifically highlighting the fact that I am white and that I was American Indian and or Alaskan Native, but specifically American Indian. Chief Nanya, through the SF-181 form, and taking a look at it, would highlight certain instances off the form, in specifically the fact that under the definition of category for white, it lists a person having origins in any of the original peoples of Europe, the Middle East, or North Africa. Queen Europa, being a melanated woman, would classify me, along with other aspects of North Africa and the Middle East, which is in Africa, would classify me as being white. My grandfather, my maternal grandfather, was a Cherokee Indian, which under the race and ethnicity category, it would classify me as American Indian. The form is pretty simple. The Standard Form 181 is backed by United States Code 42, Section 2000 E16. Again, throughout my tenure, in my journey to coming into contact with Chief Nanya on YouTube in specific, he highlighted many things that really opened my eyes and was different from what I had been getting over the last 30 some odd years, trying to free myself up out of this system in terms of being contractual obligations, in terms of commercial matters, dealing with the UCCs. I am proud to call myself white. I have no problem doing that, and the reason being that it is the correct term to classify myself as. Ironically, when you look up the term black in the standard 181 or the SF-181 form, it says a black or African American is a person having origins in any of the black racial groups of Africa. Well, there are no racial groups of Africa, no black racial groups of Africa. All of the other racial categories starts out in the definition of category as a person having origins in any of the original peoples. Well, how can I be the person who predates any other race of people, not being an original people? And so, is because of this, I have to properly classify myself as white. I am glad to come into contact with this information through Chief Nanya, and the classes are very specific on things that you're supposed to do to free yourself out of the system. And this is my SF-181 experience to free myself out of this bondage that I've been in for some years now. Again, I am white, and this is my SF-181 experience video, and I'm signing off. Abi Gador, Abi Gador, Abi Gador. I am white.